Good evening and welcome to Close-Ups. Actor Will Smith has leaped from a successful television sitcom to one of the summer's hottest flicks. And everywhere you turn, it seems his smiling face invites you to share his success. For years, you've seen him as the charming, street-smart teen in TV's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And lately, he's grabbed headlines as the good guy role of the fighting Marine in the movie Independence Day.
Our Black Knight Squadron.
You scared, man?
Nope. Fighters from 29 Palms.
You?
Satellite recon
Nope.
Reliable. So the fix on our target positions will be confirmed.
Hold me.
From the ground.
Hey, pay attention.
Something you want to add to this briefing, Captain Hiller?
No, sir. Just a little anxious to get up there and whoop E.T.'s ass, that's all.
With all the special effects, Independence Day is the quintessential action flick. His role as a Marine is one he really seemed to enjoy.
Do I look like a Marine?
You look like one. What did you do to prepare yourself for the role?
I worked out like really hard. You know, I went down with the Marines at El Toro, and you know, they were like, look, you're playing a Marine. Get it together. And I'm like, all right, I'm cool, you know.
And the flying, I mean, how was that for you? And did you ever feel like you were going to upchuck when you were in that simulator?
I saw the whole sequence, you know, going through the Grand Canyon and all of that. It's like, I never moved. We shot, you know, we shot all of that sitting in a chair with the little canopy thing down over the top, and they just were blowing some smoke or something like it. But it's like, I never moved.
That's what I call a close encounter.
It was 6 years as the star of his own TV show that brought wide recognition to Will Smith. In The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he played an upbeat urban teen who moves in with wealthy West Coast relatives.
We're all family here, Uncle Phil. I don't think it's quite that serious.
When I first met you, we were at the Four Seasons. You had just started your show, and I was doing an interview with James Earl Jones because his show, Gabriel's Fire, had just started. He walked out of the Four Seasons with me. As you were coming in, you stopped, ran back, grabbed him, shook his hand, wanted your picture taken with him. And I was so amazed because at that moment, you were the fresh new star. Are you still like that in many ways?
Yeah, you know, I keep it under control now. You know, I'd be like, oh, God, there goes Sam Jackson. There goes Sam Jackson. Go tell him I want to meet him, please. You know, but it's like that energy still runs up because, I mean, you don't, just because you make a couple movies or you make a TV show or something like that, you don't stop being a fan.
But you had to be cool.
Yeah, I gotta be cool. You know, I gotta play it cool. What's up, Eddie? How you doing, man? What's going on?
During his summers off from shooting Fresh Prince, he began making movies. He had a small role in Made in America, where he shared the screen with Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson. Last year, Bad Boys was one of the year's top-grossing films. Will and co-star Martin Lawrence played two Miami cops with attitude.
Don't ever say I wasn't there for you.
But it was his role as a charismatic con artist in 6 Degrees of Separation that was his career turning point. I saw you in Bad Boys and I saw you in 6 Degrees of Separation. And I look at that first role, which seemed to be more difficult than anything you've done since then.
Yeah, the 6 Degrees. Yeah, that was very difficult. 6 Degrees, I became an actor.
His performance in a cast of veteran actors like Stockard Channing and Donald Sutherland was critically acclaimed.
I learned from a lot of the mistakes that I made, and with that character, it was just so much dialogue and so different from what I had been doing on The Fresh Prince. So it was a real learning experience that helped me a lot with Independence Day.
10 years ago, Fresh Prince the actor was Fresh Prince the rapper. He burst onto the music scene as half of the Philadelphia-based duo DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Philly is where Will grew up, and in the street slang of the inner city, fresh meant cool. The Prince part of his name came from some of his earliest fans. I understand that your nickname, Prince, really came from Prince Charming from your teachers.
Yeah, and I had a teacher in 8th grade that used to call me Prince Charming.
What did you do to deserve that name?
You know, it's just something about this a massive amount of charm that I possess. I didn't make it up, you know.
And you changed it to Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, you got to put the fresh on it.
The fresh on it.
Put the fresh on it.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince were a hit. They also made history. In 1988, they became the first rap duo ever to win a Grammy. A second Grammy followed in 1992 for the single Summertime. And what I find fascinating is that all these years later, if you turn on MTV or BET right now, they are playing Summertime.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it make you feel all this many years later?
It's like when you hit it right, when you capture that magic, it's not like it's something that you could do every time that you wanted to do it, but that you did it that one time.
I understand you learned your rapping really from Dr. Seuss when you were a kid.
I'll mark this X. It isn't there. I'll mark that Y. It isn't underneath the apple. Mark the apple, HKI.
Well, no, Dr. Seuss was probably my first introduction to rhyming. I just loved all of those Dr. Seuss books, and I used to write my own little books and things like that.
From hip-hop to sitcom to the silver screen, Will Smith's rise to fame has been rapid, but it's taken its toll on his personal life. He is recently divorced from actress Cherie Zampino. Their high-profile split was a painful period in Will's life.
How did it feel when you saw your whole divorce proceedings listed in Jet magazine?
Yeah, it's just like folks need to mind their business. People all up in my business, you know. It's like that's a part of being a celebrity that is the difficult part of it, you know. It's like you want people to stay out of your business, but they won't.
Will and ex-wife Cherie share joint custody of 3-year-old Trey. Fatherhood, says Will, changes everything, and he falls back on his own childhood for guidance.
Your dad took you in Philadelphia to Skid Row to show you the dangers of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Give him one other example of your dad doing something like that you will pass on to your son.
My father was a strong disciplinarian. My father was not having it. And through that, it kept me away from a lot of the things that I may have been into. That's what I want to be for my son. I want to be, you know, you can go do whatever you want to do, but you got to come see me. So if you decide which one is it worth.
At 27, Will has had a lot of professional success. And as for his personal life, he says he's found his soulmate, an actress, Jada Pinkett, who he met during the first season of Fresh Prince.
That's what I call a close encounter.
Will Smith's Close Encounters with Aliens continues. He's working on a sci-fi comedy with actor Tommy Lee Jones.
When Monica comes back.